My name is Honorable Ambassador Vincent Ike Oligbo Anambra, if you wish to add that.
Okay. So
Yes. Well, the security situation in Anambra State as of now, um, I should put it that it's fair, but it's not good enough. Um, we still have a whole lot of challenges that we need to deal with. There's still criminals running riot all over the place. There's a whole lot of issues to be dealt with. Um, we need to do a lot more. Maybe the police and the vigilantes are not working well together and not getting good enough information, but it's just not good enough. Well, that's the topic of the moment, COVID-19.
yes.
It's a terrible disease. It's a bad pandemic, which I should urge all the citizens of Nigeria to be careful, be very watchful, and obviously change their habits to avoid being infected by this awful disease, COVID-19, or they call it coronavirus. Um, we've never seen anything like this in over 100 years, since the Spanish flu of 1920. So it is something that is very worrying and very concerning, and I should urge the public to be very careful, follow the rules that they have been prescribed, do what they need to do to keep themselves safe, because life comes first. I might have to agree with the state government in a way, because every country is different. Every country's way of living and poverty level, they're all different. You can't apply the, uh, the, the, uh, the solution to the United States to Nigeria. It won't work. So what the state government have done is they've taken measures that are not draconian, which I think it's a reasonable and sensible thing. Because if you want to do more and close the markets and everything, where the poor people, make their daily bread every day, you might end up killing more people out of with hunger and heartbreak, rather than the disease itself. More people might die out of hunger. So I think the state government is being reasonable. However, things like this needs to be reviewed constantly and regularly, so that we will be sure that we're taking the right decisions, so that we don't go overboard and we don't underdo what we need to do. So I might be on the same page with the state government this time. I wouldn't want them to take some rash action, close all the markets, close everything, shut everything down. People here, they haven't got social security payment. No, the government doesn't pay them. So if they don't trade, they don't do business, they won't be able to eat. So you can't take the sort of action you're taking in the United Kingdom and the United States and put it here. It just won't work. Well, my advice is try and stay safe, because this is it's a very dangerous disease. This is a disease worldwide. 500,000 people have been infected, and there's been 23,000 deaths worldwide. 117,000 are, suffering mild symptoms now. So the statistics are quite frightening. So I don't blame anyone who's frightened. However, what I will advise people to do is to follow the rules that's been prescribed by the government and the health officials. The World Health Organization have put down some lead rules that we need to follow. First of all, wash your hands constantly. Use sanitizers to sanitize your hand. Practice good respiratory behavior. When you cough or when you sneeze, please don't open your mouth in the public and cough or sneeze and say it doesn't matter. Try and be reasonable and sensible in what you do. Cover your mouth. Use the base of your arms to cover your mouth. Maintain social distance, about 3 meters or so, thereabout. Give each other space, and make sure that wherever you are is ventilated enough. Don't put yourself in unnecessary danger, medical danger. If you can stay at home, stay at home. It might be better, so that we don't duplicate and multiply this infection. The earlier we curb this infection or stop it from spreading in Nigeria, the better for us. But what I'm saying to people is, do not be scared so much. There's been a lot of recovery. We've had 17,000 people that's recovered, if I'm correct in the figures. Most people don't need medication to recover. It's down to the immune system. It's down to the body chemistry. Some people's body chemistry are stronger and better than the others, and the body immune systems are different. So I would urge them to not to be frightened, but to be very careful and do the right thing, so that we can obviously move forward and eliminate this dreadful disease. Okay, the health system.
Yes, sir.
Well, there we are. There we are. A very good question. We have no health system in Nigeria. The health system is broken, not only in Anambra State but countrywide. Now, the problem we have is we have hospitals that has no staff, but even the ones they have no equipment, no surgery equipment and tools. Even in this COVID-19 pandemic, they barely have any gloves and face masks, So we, as a country, we have a problem, and that we need to face that problem, because what we have in the health system is non-existent. I stopped over at one of the hospitals there the other day to have my blood pressure checked, which is a routine thing. And I was appalled at the state of the hospital. It was so dirty, it was in a bad state. And it took me nearly an hour. I purposely went there, rather than call it a private hospital, to have a blood pressure check. And I was surprised at the state of the whole thing. It's very sad. And this is why we're worried about this COVID-19 coming into, if it becomes a pandemic in Nigeria as well, like it is in some European countries and the United States. If it becomes a pandemic here, it could be problematic, because we haven't got a functioning health system. And these are the things we want to change. We want to give the people a sense of belonging, a sense of that they do have a country they could call their own. Because it's sad that one can die of, just simple and minor illnesses, that is preventable and treatable. But because we haven't got anything in the health system, you might see people dying out of just very common diseases that are treatable. I've said that before in part of my speech to people of Anambra State and my party, the PDP. My dream health system is a health system where every local government will have a state-of-the-art hospital. When I mean state-of-the-art hospital. We have 21 local governments in Anambra State, and I want 21 state-of-the-art hospitals in Anambra State, fully functional and well-equipped. I want a health system that will be second to none. It will cost money, but it has to be done. Because health is wealth. If you're sick or you're not able to go and work, you won't be able to make money. So my dream health system, it will be a health system where we'll get trained nurses and trained doctors. We'll try and retain them within the state. We don't want them to travel abroad, travel in other states to go and look for work. We have to pay them well, and make sure that the system is functioning. I don't want to see a hospital, that are treating people. You go there, the fan is not working, everyone is coughing, people are lying on the floor, and it looks like a refugee camp rather than a teaching hospital. That is very sad, and that is very unfortunate. But these are the things we need to change. I don't know how the government, present-day government, will do it, but we need to rise up to the occasion and make people's lives better. This is my goal. I want to make people's lives better. Not only the health system, the employment, agriculture, or so many areas, infrastructure as well. These are the areas I want to go into, and I want to make sure that I bring, the standard you have in Europe and the Western countries here in Anambra State. And when I say it, I really mean it. I'm not a professional politician, Rather, I'm a politician that wants to be professional, and that's what I want to introduce in the state.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.